you thinking Andy is involved? You should know that, Tanky. You should know that already. You know that. I've seen it around plenty of times. You know already that we absolutely believe and know Andy's involved. Allegedly, in our opinion. Absolutely believe and know Andy's involved. Allegedly, in our opinion. I just have to say it like that. I'm to the point, like, I'm about to go just like all in and bet the house on it, which I don't have a house, but bet the farm. Come on. Come on. Come on. I would bet my life on it that Andy's involved. Seriously, I would bet my life. May I be struck dead if he's not involved. May I please be struck dead if Andy Bernard is not involved in Summerwell's disappearance or has some kind of knowledge. Please strike me dead now if he is not involved. That's how confident I am. Oh, it is for parents too, Tangy. Hey, Crooked Arrow, we know you're not judgmental, and that's fine. You're welcome here. Yeah, and no, I'm saying either know something involved. I'm not saying like, and it could be pretty minimal, his involvement, but because like he could be covering. Crooked Arrow says, I'm not a spy either. I'm not a spy or anything. Wink, wink. That's how I took that. That's how I read your message. Like in my mind, I'm not a spy or anything. Wink, wink. It's okay. We don't. There's no need. It doesn't matter. There's always somebody spying. So, yeah. I'm glad that you've been coming over here, Crooked, and trying to listen to what Fred has to say. At least you're open-minded and listening. At least maybe you're listening. I know the more people listen, the more people are going to be like, okay, okay, we got to stop the front here. This dude obviously is telling the truth. We can tell by the way he speaks, the way he's acting. We need to fucking give it up and start working together. The God person, they were aggressive, weren't they? That person calling themselves God that was in chat. I mean, they were aggressive, but they seemed nice. I mean, they weren't being like too bad or anything. It's just, they were just saying basically, they were trying to say that there was never any candy, and there was never any planting flowers, which we already know that. I mean, that's a pretty common belief, I think, opinion. But there was never any planting of flowers. And what else was she trying to say? No, dang, my daughter's on one. All right, let's... I'm going to I'll pull up those messages here in a second, too. Well, maybe. I don't want to put out who sent them to me. I was going to show you guys the stuff that person was saying. Let me see if I can I'm trying to pull up these screenshots for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because it's best for you guys to see it so you know exactly what I mean. Okay, and let's pull some of these up. I don't know, it's hard to see which one's which, though. Which one's... I'm trying to find the, where's some, did I get them all? Let me see what this one is. Okay, so, is it this one? Yeah, that's this one. So, so here we have one of the screenshots. It looks like this was in Crime Lies chat or whatever. Michelle Reed Duncan says, my mechanic knows Fred and the stuff I was told is unreal, but not putting it out. I believe it, but it's just what I was told. And then Mermaid in Wine Glasses says, Michelle, please tell. I want to know. And then, let's see. So Fred says, please put it out. And who is your mechanic? That's the woman. I've talked to that lady on the phone before with her buddy who was married to, her best friend was married to Cotton. And I've been trying to figure out which Michelle it was that I talked to now. Thankfully, because of these screenshots, I remember it was her that I spoke to about Cotton, her friend that I spoke to about Cotton. Duncans are really good buddies with the Bernards. They have property that, what'd you say, meets with the Bernards or something, but they're, I don't know, Fred's out there. I was trying to ask him, trying to have him say it. But either way, we hope you put that, we hope you gave it to TBI, and Fred wants you to put it out.
I mean, a lot of Duncan's properties on Fields Road joins the Bernards.
A lot of Duncan's property on Field Road joins the Bernards. Let's see here. What else we got? What's this? This one was... Just Bell says, yes, say, don't believe Fred because Pruitt may know Fred knows a lot. I don't feel like his probation would have got transferred to Indiana if they thought he was guilty of anything. Like Pruitt's going to show his cards to Andy B. Good point. Jody Sue said last night her and Candace never argued or fought about anything, anytime. Also denied Andy was on Ben Hill on the 15th. Who to believe? Of course. How would she know if he was on the Hill on the 15th? Or on the Hill. You mean up on 110. Okay. Ah, shit. We just show that one. Did she slip and go under the water at the swimming hole? Don takes her after Candace meets him down the him. Then he passes her to Fred before LE comes. Yeah, they're just that good of friends. What was that you were gonna say?
I don't know.
About the Duncans and stuff.
Oh, Andy was on recording on the first day, stating that he had been on said that he had been on Hill earlier, but didn't see something. You see, at 1:10, but he didn't say what.
Yeah. What time? He didn't say.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is this one I? Mermaid, basically, Fred knows, and basically he was involved, but not facts, just what was told to me. Okay, can you put it out there? Fred wants you to tell us. But we need to know who, too. You can't just say any random things like this. So, and I like Michelle. She has never done anything to me that, but still, Fred is asking you politely to put this out there, put out who this was. Fred says your mechanic does not know Fred, does not know anything about Fred, unless it was Andy Bernard.
I would like the TBI to go and speak with her mechanic about it.
Yeah.
That's what really needs to happen.
Yeah, TBI needs to go check that out, Michelle, if it's that important. If it's that, I think that's, okay, my freaking cursor is going nutso. Just Bell says, I believe his call only made Pruitt's eyebrows raise. Hear that, Friggy? What's that? Real Rockin' Robin. Damn, Fred, even the police don't believe you. Who do the police believe? They're not supposed to believe really anybody. That's not a good flex. Yeah, Pruitt doesn't care because he truly believes a bear got Summer. Mermaid in Wine Glass says that she honestly agrees. I agree. I honestly do. In my opinion, Jason and Andy may have been affiliated with Jackie Dobbs and played it off as if they weren't going. That sounds definitely possible to me. So who's the mechanic and what stuff was it that you were told? Because this just muddies the waters, Michelle, and you can't say things like this without putting it out there for Fred to either respond to or, yeah, how can we, how is that even fair to go say something like that, but not tell us what it is or who said it? You know, if you're not going to put it out, then don't say it, you know, because this type of stuff is what confuses and muddies the waters. They contacted our barn to search around it. One of the teams found the body. What's that in reference to? Of course, right? Of course nothing happens. If I was Fred, I'd be going over to watch PG's live from last night. I watched the replay of it. She's full of it. She's still talking shit? Oh my God. After she sent that message and asked why I was saying the things, why, I'm like, well, come on, PG, obviously. If you're going live every day about us, we're eventually, and the stuff comes back to us, and it's a complete lies, of course, like, eventually it's gonna be like, guys, that shit's bullshit. Don't listen to it. I mean, come on. Yeah, they were playing indies called a Pruitt. Which that was pressured by all of, you know, them, that they, because of the documentary and shit. I'm assuming. Michelle Rhea is always saying a lot about everyone. Huh. Yeah, and Fred is saying, please put it out. Or what? What, is your mechanic scared? Fred? Oh, because you heard, oh, he just heard horrible things.
At least tell us who your mechanic is. That would explain probably a lot.
At least tell us who your mechanic is. That would explain probably a lot. At least tell us who your mechanic is. That would explain probably a lot. Tim and interview with Laura. Well, the problem with what she did with Laura is she's trying to take one conversation and make it seem like it was over a long period of time. Laura's quite upset with her because of how she spun the information that she had give, like how she's making it seem like they're still talking. At that time, that was right when she found out me and Fred were together. I mean, come on, we're gonna go try to get information from somebody who is gonna be extremely, you know, it's just normal. And people were taking advantage of that in hopes of getting her to talk shit. But stop because of the fighting. I hope she's found, but realistically, if she was, the evidence is gone. Well, that's why there's going to have to be people. There's going to have to be somebody that speaks up. Eventually, it's going to be found out anyways. So all people are doing are buying time. So that's not a way to live at all. I can't imagine. I can't imagine being in one of these people's positions that have knowledge or got brought into this, and now, yeah. I believe several people are involved, not just Dawn and Candace. Dawn and Candace is obviously the main ones. But we already know that. So that's why we're moving on to the others.
Involved, not just Dawn and Candace. Dawn and Candace is obviously the main ones. But we already know that. So that's why we're moving on to the others.
Involved, not just Dawn and Candace. Dawn and Candace is obviously the main ones. But we already know that. So that's why we're moving on to the others. Saying Laura was with Fred. Now Laura was with Fred all day at the Crusher is what she's saying. What the fuck? Laura was not with Fred in the morning when he went out when he was leaving. He never went to the Crusher. PG, please stop. No, guys, I promise you. I saw somebody just sent me a comment. I'm not going to call them out or anything, but I promise you, it wasn't you. The person that emailed me, it was not you I was talking about, but I promise you, you guys, you never have to worry about. I understand that Fred has the boots, the theft of boots, and I know people are going to not to believe it, but when that happened, Fred purchased a whole bunch of stuff, was at Walmart, purchased a bunch of stuff, had taken off his shoes and put on the new boots, and had walked out with the boots, and had paid for the stuff and not the boots, and that's what happened. So, It is what it is, but no, he's not stealing. He literally goes outside every single time when I go up to, because when you notice when I go up to the register, Bandit starts freaking out and squeaking and stuff, and it's embarrassing. So once I get to register, because once we stop moving is when Bandit starts acting up, and once we were standing in line. So Fred always grabs her and goes outside and waits for me. But that's pretty silly. Don't you think it's pretty silly that if Fred would come to me and show something he stole on camera? Like, come on, guys. Yeah, as far as Fred having a past, there's no past of Fred being a thief. Oh, just that one charge of the boots. But we haven't had anything else. So I don't know why. I mean, I guess I could see why somebody would think that. But still, no, please don't worry about that. I'm going to make a note, but yeah, I was laying in bed thinking about what Lipwalk said about, I'm going to make a video, a really nice video. Very organized. I'm going to do this. I'm writing a note. And it's going to take a while, but I'm going to do it.
They have to run the VIN number to make sure it's not stolen and stuff before that they can accept it.
Yeah. I'm going to make a video detailing step by step. Me and Fred are going to do this. Work together, and we're going to make a video and upload it of his timeline. Then we can just reference a specific, and I'm going to make it so very easy to understand. And
run down to everybody I spoke with, everything I hold day.
Yeah. So who we seen where and stuff like that. That will help us know who was where when Summer was, that's if you want to believe Fred, of course. But because there are people that Fred saw that afternoon that have came up in the case, and it would help with an alibi of at least where they were. And one was Brandon Clark, right? Brandon Clark? Yeah.
Yeah, several people on the creek.
Yeah, so that's a very, very, very good idea. And that will, because my memory is horrible. I can't ever recall. I recall it wrong. It's me that messes it up a lot of the times because it's not my memory. So I'm going to make a PowerPoint presentation, I think. We're also going to put in there a picture of the best picture we can find of what the blue truck looked like.
I actually had a trailer behind me then trying to get it. Go ahead. You did it, trying to get somebody to take it next morning. Well, I wasn't thinking at that time about the other vehicles still ain't come out. Well, Andy comes in then, and
while you're at your mom?
Yeah.
So you can see her
still down there working at the road. See, that's all three of them in here then.
So why would Andy come back this way?
And Andy too.
Why would Andy come back this way?
That truck followed Andy back out. It's like Andy come in and got that truck. I took it like, as I look back at it now, it's like that truck was looking for Andy's place or something, and they went up there and turned, and Andy come in to
be like, hey, it's back there.
Yeah, that's the way I took it, because they followed him right back out. But it bothers me that my mind's blank about that truck. I know it's a dark color truck, but I can't tell you. I can't.
Did
say whether it's Chevrolet, Ford, or whatnot. That's what showed me crazy.
Did the law enforcement ask you about that too? Did the law enforcement ask you about that truck, or did you?
I told them everything. I mean,
have they?
167, same address.
Right. So it was actually, you saw him at 167 or 207?
167.
See, I get that confused.
Yeah.
I keep thinking it was 207.
No.
So that's why you didn't see what he was doing back there then.
No, I couldn't see him.
That makes sense, because you wouldn't have been able to see what him and that truck were doing down there.
Because the Mississippi K come in probably 15 minutes before Andy come in.
So there's a truck, dark windows, tinted windows, yeah. 2 people in it.
It was either a blue Chevy or a blue GMC. Probably a 2010 model or something.
2010, dark blue. Single cab, no back seats, 2 people in the front.
But
it was so blacked out you couldn't see who the people were, and had missing. What Fred wants to look online and find a picture of a truck that looks almost identical to the blue truck that he saw in the holler that day. I'm gonna put that in there too, so you guys can get an idea of like a visual.
And then if anybody in the area has seen that truck or has checked their cameras or anything and that's seen it, maybe they can.
And I'll just label it as Fred's timeline, detailed. Fred's detailed timeline. And because I'm tired of this, not that it's going to really, it might help those who are really, really trying to figure things out.
Because sometimes the littlest detail can be the biggest.
Yeah. I know. There's a lot of things that you wouldn't think would be a big deal, or like when we're talking about whether you made it to Crusher and stuff. At the beginning, I didn't think, I don't know. I guess I just didn't realize how. Oh man, how about if none of the neighbors were involved? I don't know. I mean, Share Bear, but why was Andy on the road? I mean, okay, that's the only thing. He was on the road, so why was he on the road? That's the thing. We can't go there. Me and Fred can't freaking go there physically. Not physically, but just we can't go there mentally until we have an explanation for why Andy was on the road. Our minds are not going to let us think anything differently because we know that we can't forget that Andy was on the road.
I mean, being on Ben Hill and Simpson Lane.
Yeah, Ben Hill and Simpson Lane now. There's a witness that came out a couple days ago. Not a witness, but a person who had seen the footage. And the time that they said that they saw on the footage of Andy on Simpson Lane, is it Lane? Which you have to access by Ben Hill Road, was at 3:37 p.m. Eastern time. Fred remembers the time of Andy going out on the footage he saw. The footage he saw is 3:47.
Well, I studied that picture a lot, but then going out with that truck trying to see if I could see who's in that truck.
Yeah,
That's why I remember to time and show some notes. Because I studied that picture a lot.
See, that's the problem. People are like, well, why don't you guys all get together and talk this out? Well, how do you do that? Is Andy going to tell us why he was on the road? If not, then how will we move past it? We're not going to believe he was on the road. He's just going to keep saying he was not on the road. We can't believe something that was actually seen with, well, not my own eyes, but Fred's own eyes. How's he going to freaking forget that? He witnessed that. He talked to the police about it. Police talked with him about it.
I mean, Don went.
How you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right. My name's George Bernard, Andy Bernard. I live at 125 Ben Hill Road. I was just trying to figure out some information, maybe, possibly.
What about?
Well, okay, for 3 years, I've been wrapped up in the middle of the Summer Wells case. For a while now, Fred, my cousin, has been saying that I was on the road that day. Nobody else has questioned me after I left my residence, when I separated from my
You're cutting in and out, sir. I can't hear half of what you're saying.
Can you hear me better now?
A little bit.
Okay, I left my residence, didn't go back till September. I went through a separation in the process. I mean, I was just wondering, I was just trying to figure out if there was anything I could do, needed to do. Do you need to talk to me, see me?
No, sir.
Was I on?
Unless concrete leads come up that we can sort of verify the direction it's headed, we're just accepting concrete leads, and your name has not come up.
Okay, well...
That, and I wouldn't put too much faith in what Fred Hill is saying.
Well, I kind of knew that for the rip, but for 3 years, this has kind of been affecting me for 3 years.
I understand, sir, but like I said, your name is not relevant to the investigation, so you don't have anything to be concerned about.
Okay, I greatly appreciate that. That eases my mind a lot, and I greatly appreciate you, sir.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Candace says blue, and Dawn says red. I tend to believe Candace with blue because Dawn was trying to change it up nervously. I thought that was about a van. I don't remember her. I remember him or Dawn correcting Candace about a van.
A blue truck. She said a
blue van. A blue
vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Did she say? Yeah, she didn't say truck though.
I don't think she said truck.
I don't know. You think he's afraid to say he was on the road just because it's going to make him look bad? You seriously think that? Like, he lied to the police too, and they had to refresh his memory. Fred didn't lie. Fred was on the road. There's no reason to lie.
No.
There's no, I mean, at the beginning, why would he have thought that he needed to lie about being on the road? I heard someone say they never lie, a remote creator. What's the remote creator? Who was it this? Like I'm trying to think of an example of when I lied, and when I was using, I could say I remember lying if somebody asked me if I was using back in the day. Of course you're gonna lie about when you're using drugs. Of course you're gonna lie about that stuff. But as far as like when it comes to regular life stuff, I don't see what you need to lie about. I can't really think of something that I would just not say anything. Yes, they did, Share Bear. The police showed him he was on the road. Yes, they did. Share Bear.
He was laughing about making fun of him because he let him like he didn't know.
Can you say that again so they can hear you? He was what? They were laughing.
They was laughing about Dale. He was laughing about it because Andy pretended he wasn't on the road and had so many vehicles. He didn't even know what he was driving that day and stuff. They making fun of him because of them showing him the picture and him on the road that day.
Yeah. Law enforcement had to refresh his memory, Share Bear. Fred didn't see them refresh his memory. Fred overheard them talking about the fact that they were laughing about the fact.
Because I was with them when I was showing them where the Fields Road property was with Andy.
Yeah, Fred was riding around with the law enforcement, showing Fields Road property, showing key areas, recorded the 15th, 16th, and 17th.
That's what brought up, did Andy own any other property in that area when that happened? That's why they was, and I said, yeah, on Fields Road, and that's when I told him it'd be easier for me to show him than it would for just to try to explain it to him, So that's when we drove down there.
And you were in the vehicle with them?
Yeah.
And when was it you heard them talking about Andy like being on the road and them having to refresh his memory about what vehicle he was driving and being on the road?
That was on the 16th.
No, that's what I said. I said, it was on the 16th, but...
Yeah, but that was when that same time I rode down there with them because they was asking me if I knew if Andy or had any property or anything else around.
So the 16th is when you overheard him like talking about how Andy forgot what he was driving or something?
Yeah.
Where were you specifically when they...
At the house.
At 165 or 207?
No, 207.
207?
Mm-hmm.
How many
because they come and picked up some recordings.
So it was down at 207 when you witnessed this. How many cops were there? That you heard them talking about?
I was in trouble with 3 other cops.
It happened while you were in the vehicle?
Mm-hmm.
When they were talking about Andy?
Because I took my vehicle with them when we exchanged recordings.
See, you guys,
they didn't want Don and them to see me with them, really.
Oh, they didn't want law enforcement. Obviously didn't want to talk. Yeah.
Because when they pull up, they had me to sit in the vehicle and sit in. I'd always get in the back seat.
So they would have you not get out?
Yeah, behind the driver.
So they tell you to get behind the driver so that nobody could see you, showing them where.
This is tinted dark anyway. You got to see in.
Yeah. What did the device look like that they gave you to record on?
Just about 1.5 inches wide and about 1 inch thick and about 3 inches long.
Was it what kind of buttons was on it? Was it like a normal recorder or what?
Yeah, it was almost like a normal recorder, but it was digital.
And do you remember they just told you, what specifically did they tell you to record? Or, you know what I mean? Did they have a focus?
But at first they thought automatically thought Don had owed drug debt and he had been traded somewhere. That's what they really wanted me to try to focus on more Don, but it was hard to keep Don in one place, to talk to him or get him by himself to talk to him,
Yeah.
Of course, he ain't going to talk about it amongst a bunch of people standing around,
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, but you witnessed, it was the 15th, or when was it you saw the money exchange, or you saw?
The evening of the 15th.
No, it was when you first went down there to try to record them.
I started recording on the 15th. I'd been there probably 30 minutes before Don pulled up and stuff. Then walks up to Andy, talking to Andy, because I was at the bottom of 125 recording Andy and Jody Sue, talking with them.
Well,
and then that's about time Don pulls up and parks in his driveway, bottom of his driveway, and he walks up to from 110 to 125. He starts talking to Andy, and he don't try to hide it or nothing. He's saying to Andy money,
You couldn't see how much money it was, if it was one bill,
no, I couldn't tell how much.
Or a lot of money.
You could see it just folded up. But that's when I kept standing there recording, and he talked for a minute there with me and Andy and Jody, and then when he walked away, Drew was walking down the hill with the camera.
Drew, Andy's son, you mean?
Yeah, Daniel.
See, that's what they all called him out there, is Drew or Andy Jr. So it's weird that
I never knew him as anything other than Drew. The family always called him.
And the person that PG, you got it wrong on your post. The person that he was saying that he didn't know had a daughter. It was not Summer. It was Jody Sue's daughter.
I didn't know that they even had a daughter until about a year before Summer went missing. I never had even seen her or heard nothing.
Yeah, we're not talking about Summer, PG. We're talking about Jody Sue's daughter with that.
And that's
person that he was saying that he didn't know had a daughter, it was not Summer, it was Jody Sue's daughter.
I didn't know that they even had a daughter until about a year before Summer went missing. I never had even seen her or heard nothing.
Yeah, we're not talking about Summer, Peachy. We're talking about Jody Sue's daughter with that.
And that's
I didn't know that they even had a daughter until about a year before Summer went missing. I never had even seen her or heard nothing.
Yeah, we're not talking about Summer, Peachy. We're talking about Jody Sue's daughter with that.
And that's when Andy walked back down to Don's vehicle at 110. That's when Damien was coming down here with that camera, and Jody was trying to tell him what tree to put it on the driveway.
Which tree did they put it on?
The first big pine tree going up the driveway on the right hand side. Just trying to put nice through.
See how I'm asking all these detailed questions so you guys can see this is being recalled by memory?
It's approximately probably 50 foot up the driveway on the right hand side where the tree is. They actually got a chain that they put across the driveway at times on that tree, at the same tree.
We need a deception detective here. I'm gonna have to get a hold of them. Did Fred know they had Summer at 110 before she went missing? Oh yeah.
Yes, I've seen Summer several times playing and stuff with the boys along the road and stuff, and see her at the stop sign at Ben Hill Road and Beach Creek a lot with Candace. Candace sat out there a lot in the vehicle. I don't know why. Right there at Donnie Chambers' driveway, right there at the stop sign.
Yeah.
She'd always park right there a lot. I don't know why, but the kids be out playing and stuff along that road.
I know she hung out, that Candace hung out with some young boys that stayed over at Donnie Chambers, probably his sons, which is weird, but that, that's a different story, a different day. I tried to get a hold of that boy because he's 18 now, but I know some said they didn't know she had a daughter. Oh, about Summer. That was the family. The family of Dawn didn't know. Like Mary's the one that said that they didn't know she had a daughter, or there was some family that didn't know she had a daughter.
Yeah, people's voice was changing on that video that her and Jody Sue talking the other day. She posted a big change. I mean, it's like she's using one of them
Voice changers?
Yeah, because you could hear her speak regular and then it change up and start squeaking.
Huh.
So high pitched, totally different. You can tell a big difference.
Yeah, why are we trying to hide who we are, PG? I'm sorry, but that is just so shady. Why? So you can't be harassed like I am, like the way you harass me? Like I mean, when will the oldest be 18? Yeah, exactly. That's what it's gonna be a few years still. Wasn't he 12 when Summer went missing? So
that is like Jody Sue trying to put Damien and stuff as a minor and stuff when Summer went missing.
Yeah, remember you guys?
He was actually 19.
Yeah.
Because he's on the news clip.
Didn't you guys believe that when Summer first went missing, didn't you guys all think that, to me anyways, I did. I was under the impression the way Jody Sue talked about her kids, that they were both minors, and I thought her son was like 15 or something. Come to find out, he was 19 when Summer went missing. What? I didn't. Okay. PG sometimes has a very real New York accent and other times a fake country accent. Yeah, the dang littles. So see, you guys, you see what I mean? That's so funny. So supposedly Dawn said that somebody texted me and said, not sure if you heard Dawn say, but he said it a few times that out of all the people, Andy is the only one cleared from all of this.
He did say that.
He did? Mm-hmm. He tried to say Andy was cleared?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, okay. Out of all of them, Andy's cleared. He's, maybe Andy's cleared out of all of them?
Because he wants everybody to think Andy's cleared.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He wants people to think Andy was cleared.
It's like Don State and Summer Tiger getting along too.
Yeah.
And how long it was.
It's like Don State and Summer Tiger getting along too.
Yeah.
It's like Don State and Summer Tiger getting along too.
Yeah.
And how long it was.
Who said this? It was supposedly Dawn that said that Andy was cleared. Dawn Wells said, well, not cleared, but said out of all of them, that Andy would be the one that, okay, it says that out of all the people, Andy is the only one cleared from all of this. So he's trying to say Andy is cleared. Mm-hmm. Funny. Really interesting. That's odd. That's very, very odd.
On camera, in the holler.
Dawn wasn't on camera.
Candace.
The only one on camera was Candace. Dawn, and then there was no cameras up there at the beginning of the holler. So that's why what people don't understand. There was no cameras until you got to around Simpson Lane, right?
Yeah.
On Ben Hill, right when you get around there is when you reach your first camera.
Lane. On Ben Hill is the first camera. It's a Thompson's camera, right past Simpson Lane. But the new picture that come out of Andy being on Simpson Road, I didn't know that they did cameras on that road, but they got him on camera on that road.
I wonder what footage they saw. I'm not sure what footage they saw. I thought it was the Simpsons, or the Simpsons, the Thompsons, but
yeah, it was. On Dr. Field, that Candace said she seen a blue truck, and Donner saying no, it was blue truck.
Yeah, that's true. Being on the road doesn't mean that he was guilty. It just, but why was he on the road? Why would you have to lie about it? They argued about it being blue or red.
Yeah. But see, somebody said Dobbs was on one channel talking about the white HHR that was on Simpson Lane and stuff. Or Simpson Lane.
Yeah, supposedly Dobbs went
on the 14th and
Dobbs said that he saw the white HHR on 14th and the 15th. Jackie Dobbs has come out and confirmed what Fred has said. How come there's so many people that's come out and confirmed shit that Fred said, but we don't have anything confirmed with what Andy said or any, come on now, guys. It keeps matching up. Things keep coming out that it seems to be that Fred is telling the truth. When are people going to, put their pride aside and be like, okay, because a lot of people just do not like me. They want to be right so bad. They want to be some kind of heroes in this case. We need to work together. Hey, Christy. I love it when my principal would ask if I've ever told a lie, and of course the answer was no, and then she'd say you're lying.
We're just accepting concrete leads, and your name has not come up.
Okay. Well,
That, and I wouldn't put too much faith in what Fred Hill will say.
well, I kind of knew that for the rip, but